in 2026, and I must say it is good to be back here on the KLPGA Tour. So much to look forward to over the next couple of months with the finest talents in South Korean women's golf. Shin-sil, your defending champion here at Gimhae GAYA. The early pace set this morning by Hong Ji-won and Kim Min-sun 7, matching each other with bogey-free 65s. Set the pace at 7 under par, but still plenty of golf to play. Here's Thailand's Pachanjuta Krongpan. Under par at the moment, a birdie opportunity here. At 2 under par. Very tidy indeed. PGA Tour Q School. Our season. She's off to a very solid start here. Krongpan. Lee Dae-yeon has reached the par 5 ninth. He's 3 under for the day. Not her finest wedge shot in there. She, of course, in the company of Park Hyun-kyung. Finds herself a couple of shots further back. 8-time winner on the KLPGA Tour. Get to record a top 10 in her first 3 starts of the 2026 season. Back a hole to the 8th to find Jun Yi-sung with her second long one up the hill here. 140 meters. That pin today cut just 4 paces from the right edge, so anything just left's okay. Not her finest iron shot, but that'll leave her plenty of green to work with. Terrific week last week for the young Thai. Finishing 5th at the Him Financial Group Open. Final round is 67 for Krongpan. He sits 14th on the money list through the first 3 events of the year. Didn't play in the Rejuan Championship in the homeland of Thailand. That was contested at Amata Springs Country Club. Now, year 1. Coming up to the 8th. She's at 2 under. Okay, runner-up at Amata Springs did year 1. Off to a predictably consistent start to the season. This 22-year-old phenom. This is Go Ji-won. Won the first event on Korean soil this year at the beginning of April at the Siena Open, despite a closing round of 73. So now a 3-time winner on tour. Pretty tidy stuff there for the older of the Go sisters, Go Ji-yu, also in the field this week. Kim Se-ro-mi at the first group this afternoon, a birdie opportunity at 10 to try and get herself back to even par. Nope, not going to stay up. Say this is makeable for Dae-yeon, just off the edge of the green. Gave it a decent run. Had her chances towards the end of last season, Lee Dae-yeon. Said We have plenty of green to work with this chip shot. Don't need to reach for the big flopper, Jenny Sung. Can just sort of keep it simple, hit a little nudge and run. Yeah, very nicely played indeed. Excellent touch. Kyung sizing up the good birdie look. The 9th. It's the cut with the Siena Open. Top 25s in her other 2 starts. Pick up her 8th KLPGA Tour title last year at the E1 Charity Open. Top 10 here at Gimhae GAYA. Is it going to get there? No, just half a revolution shy for Park Hyun Kyung. Got a decent idea of the scoring pace already with those early 65, so of course playing a little easier than it has in the past. Outside look at birdie on the 8th. Go G1. Should just move a little to her right. Gotta keep your concentration over these little cleanups for par Dion. Should be nothing more than sort of left center, maybe left edge, if she's trying to just creep this one in. Oh, that moved left. That has both fooled there, Dion. It's a pretty clumsy drop shot, especially on a par 5. Now back to Yewon on the 8th for her birdie. It would look good for an awfully long time. Yewon will have to be content with no better than 4. We saw Dion missed a short one. Don't imagine we're going to see one missed out of Jenny Sung here at the 8th. Oh, nicely holed. Going to be coming off a slight downhill line 11. Kim Min-ju, who finds herself at 1 under par. That's going to give Kim a pretty good look for birdie. That was a couple of moments ago. Alcedo meet. It's the cut in the previous 2 weeks on the KLPGA Tour. Top 20 in Thailand back in March. Speaking of Thailand, here is Pacharajuta Krongpan. Should be able to get pretty close to the front edge of the green. Slightly downhill from 230 meters. Keep skipping, keep skipping. left in a pretty handy spot there. Nothing more than garden variety cleanup job for Yewon's par on 8. Come out as Rookie of the Year in your debut season, Player of the Year in the Knicks. It's a little hard to follow that up. Was bested last year to Player of the Year honors, but 2026 presents a whole new set of opportunities for the prodigiously talented Yewon. Back across to the 10th and the 3rd of Han Ji-won. Ooh, had a look and it spins back out. Goodness, that's a little unlucky, but simple tap in birdie is going to get Han back to level. Good look at the, not only the elevation, but the severity of some of the dog legs that the players are going to face here at Gimhae GAYA. That's the 9th hole. You can see at the bottom of your screen really rips around hard from left to right. Send it up almost into that right rough on that slope and have it kick down. You're still in springtime in South Korea, so that dormant grass not quite as juicy as it can be as we roll on through the year. So you find yourself in that right rough. It's certainly a lot better than tugging one left down the mountain. Jin has made the turn in 34 to the 10th. I like the width that Ji-won creates the top of a backswing for a tiny lady. Really does create some lovely angles and lines throughout her swing. Same too could be said, of course, for year one. He's just had such nice rhythm. Never hurried, never rushed. Never not in contention. It's a pretty nice way to make a career playing this game. It's the 13th playing of the Nexen SaintNine Masters, and once again staged here at Gimhae GAYA Golf Club. Seen plenty of great winners through the years. Who's going to add their name to the honor roll of champions in 2026? Well, up to the green, and just short of it is where we find Krongpan pitching from. Ties with great hands, such a good touch around the greens. That's a little heavy-handed. She'll still have that for birdie, Krongpan. After that cruel lip out for the eagle 3, it's just going to be the birdie for Han Ji-won at 10. Levels her scorecard for this opening round. Another look here. Played that very nicely, just a smooth shoulder-to-shoulder wedge. Thought it might drop, but the sharp edge of that cup had other ideas. Still, good 4 though. further down you can push that tee shot off this 9th, the more of the layup area you can actually see. If you're too far back or you're one of the shorter hitters, you still have to almost take it on the edge of that right tree line just to allow for that first kick left to have your ball find the fairway. Still, I have to say, I do like the look of North Asian golf courses this time of year. There's very clear definition between rough and fairway, with that dormant grass I was mentioning a little bit earlier on, framing the green fairways really beautifully. Talking about, players still have to walk a little over to that left-hand side to just try and get a clear idea of where they're trying to pitch this in the landing spot. Again, with 3-wood, these players should be able to get it reasonably close to the green, probably within, say, at worst 50 meters, but the important thing is just trying to pick out your start line. Usually it's one of the poles of the driving range you can just see peeking out in the distance. Yeah, no problem there. The left edge of the fairway does give Jun Hee-sung a very nice angle towards that right pin. Ko Ji-won not wasting any time here with her second. That's a nice big bounce. That's when he's going to keep on releasing up towards the green. Good shot for Ji-won. Oh, Ye-won, last to go. You can see the two greens there. The one on the left, the that they would use in the winter months in South Korea. A lot of golf courses in this part of the world have two greens. Yeah, one. No surprise, able to push it up pretty close to the front edge on the 9th. So all three players in this feature group in pretty good position at the par 5. Go ahead to 11. Let's see if Kim Se-ro-mi can start one on line. Like a much more positive stroke. It doesn't drop, but I'd say at least that one had a chance. Should stay at +1. So Dion's ball move a little left on this line. We'll see if Charajuta Krongpan can manage a little better once she gets rid of that little fly that was wafting about her. Stocky but strong is Krongpan. This putt will be a little downhill as well. I think it has to go right, but we saw Dion's move left at the cut. We'll see what this does for the tie. Oh, that one definitely moved off to the right. Tricky little read, that one. On the 9th. Still, that's a pretty tidy outward half of 2 under par 34. Good spot to be putting from up the hill here at 11 for Kim Min-joo. EPC Championship for her lone KLPGA Tour title last year. That's a third birdie of the day. Just outside the top 20 at the moment. Remember, it's a 54-hole event this week at the Nexen SaintNine Masters. The third shot dug its heels in a little quick at the 10th for Seo-jin, but still a birdie opportunity. Just carried a little bit too much pace, but good stroke. So sophomore season on the KLPGA Tour. Kept her card comfortably last year. That's a nice birdie for Song. Into red figures for the first time this championship. See that separate green on the left I was talking about, using the greens on the right. This is a beautiful angle for Chen Yi-sung, who certainly played the best in this threesome through the first 8 holes. She keep her foot on the gas pedal here. Didn't seem to like the contact. Yeah, just tug that a fraction, but at least she's got herself the uphill putt. Much closer. Doesn't have to worry about this one grabbing too quickly. Sort of pitch this maybe 12-15 feet short. Just have it release up the slope. Carried it a little too deep for my liking, Go Ji-won, but still a birdie look. The other one has walked all the way up onto the putting surface just to survey the terrain and pick out the precise spot where she would like to land this. Just coming out of the first cut of rough, going to be a little grass caught between club face and ball, and that does knock a little spin off. She'll know that. Now for a little bit of release. She's on the upslope, so that'll help her get a reasonable amount of height on this one. Not a difficult shot for a player of her caliber. Oh, unlucky. Grabbed a little quick, but it's alright. She'll be putting uphill, so she can be aggressive. Already 9 times a winner. KLPGA Tour, the dominant force in 2024. That's how your leaderboard stands through the early stages of the 13th Nexen SaintNine Masters. Hong Ji-won and Kim Min-sun 7 leading the way after matching blemish-free 65s.
Okay, this one gonna be reasonably slow for Jenny Sun. Gave that a decent hit, but just falls off a little low. That's all right though. Steady par, solid front nine. You saw that leaderboard just as we went to a commercial break. 7 under par, the best working round in the afternoon wave. That was Lee Daeyeon. And Chen Yi-sung, but Daeyeon with a drop shot at the 9th. Now finds herself 2 under playing the 10th. A great chance to get it straight back there. Can't quite be as bold as Yi-sung was. Coming downhill slightly for G1, but a little shorter than Juns. Oh, and she buries it right in the bottom. Very nicely done for Go G1. Lovely birdie. Hyun Kyung shallows out very nicely with her wedges. Great spin control she has with these clubs. On the way from 78 meters and right on cue. Sticks one into about 8 feet. Solid shot. Has been a great putter year one. She certainly fancy her chances here at 9. Okay, trying to get away, but just slips in the right edge and into the bottom of the cup for a nice tidy outward half of 33. So a couple birdies there in that featured group. Inch them ever closer to the lead at 7 under. Now Krongpan. Short, compact swing. She's eyeing this one up with intent. Not sure why. That's just into the right rough. No harm done. The 10th is a par 5. Now Ma Da-song. Quiet year last season, and 3-time tour champion. Yeah, that's the Ma Da-song we are so much more accustomed to seeing. 3 great wedge shots into 10 for these ladies. Now Han Ji-won. After that kick in for birdie at the 10th, here she is at 11.
자꾸 정규 투어랑 드림 투어랑 병행을 많이 하다 보니까 그냥 어느 순간 골프에 대한 애정도 좀 없어지는 것 같아서 이왕 떨어진 거 그냥 다시 한번 도전해보고 이번엔 진짜 우승하고 올라가자 이런 생각으로 올해 임했거든요. 근데 이렇게 좀 빨리 찾아올지는 몰랐어요.
Right, just coming out of that right rough. Oh, it looks okay for Krongpan. And as she did on 9, excuse me, getting that well down towards the front edge of the green. A bit on that green, Idayon to try and make amends for that drop shot at the 9th. Here she is for birdie. Nope. And a little high.
Having seen Dion's line, made the right adjustment, and she'll find a birdie to start her inward half. Yeon back on the tee. Come down this hill significantly from tee all the way to green at 10. It's a very soft, gentle start to the back 9 for these players. Presents a good birdie opportunity. Especially if you can find the fairway like that. Ma Da-som set the scoring record at the Hana Financial Group Championship when she won it back in 2024. And like Hyun Kyung will walk off this green with a birdie. So to 2 under par goes Da-som. G1. Pretty generous fairway this 10th. Don't expect players to be encountering too much trouble off this tee. Up at the 11th, I should say. Chance for 2 in a row for Han. Swing left, swing left. Oh, it tried. Just get a sense of how high that tee box sits above the fairway at this 10th. Free-flowing swing there from Jun Yi-sung. All 3 players in this group now at 3 under par. All 3 going to be alongside each other in the fairway as they make their way down the hill to start their back 9 in this opening round of the Nexen SaintNine Masters. A little further down the hole is where we find the Thai Krongpan. Little driving pitch shot. Should start to swing a little right from there. Very nicely judged from Pacharajuta. It looks like she's found the bunker here, which could make things a little awkward for Jihan Sol. Feet out, ball in. Don't imagine this is her most lofted club. Got to play the long splash and run. Try and get that one chasing. It was always going to be a tough ask. A little unlucky, you have to say. Ball finding the sand, leaving her that awkward stance. Normally you'd like to say on a par 5 that you can't reach in 2. It's about trying to leave yourself a nice number, but just the way that this 10th hole plays, it's pretty much going to be the same equation for every player in this field. Wide target off the tee, just get your 3-wood down as close as you can to the front edge of that green, especially with today's left pin position protected by that little mound. You go a little further right, you open up the angle, you got less of that slope to have to come up and over. Really, a lot of players going to be coming in from, I want to say, 70 meters and in. All going to have very similar shots, but you're best served to leave it in the right half of the layup area.
근데 그거 소리 나.
소리 무조건.
Should be Goji1 next to play, and is she waiting for that green to clear, I wonder? Looks like it. I know that both she and Ye1 certainly have plenty of power in their lockers. Hit pause back in the fairway as Jihan Sol sizes this birdie putt up down on the green. Left to right in it, a lot of players under reading it. You can add Jihan Sol's name to that list. KLPGA Tour titles
안녕하세요.
to her name.
KLPGA 루키 양열이 프로입니다. 올해 많은 활약 응원 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Back at 9. Opportunity for our notable player of the week. Trying to get herself up to 2 under par. Doesn't quite stay up for Hyori. 1 under par, front 9 for her. Good chance at 9 that wasn't converted. See if Krongpan get back amongst the birdies here on 10. No, she can't. Just thinking, just the way that she walks and the way that she plods her way around the golf course reminds me of a great Thai male professional, Panapon Pitayara. Similar stature, build, similar golf game as well. Very solid all in all. Now Hyun Kyung ahead at 11 on the left side of the fairway. Hansel tidying this one up for her par at 10.
너무 놀란 거 아니야? 나서 화이팅!
To the par 3 13th, and Kim Min-joo, after an excellent tee shot, to get herself to 3 under. She will take advantage of that lovely lovely tee shot. And for a round that started with a bogey, Kim Min Joo has certainly found her groove here at Gimhae GAYA. Now, green finally clear. Been a bit of a wait for Ko Ji-won, but she can unleash on this one now at 10. Oh, it's turning a little left. How far left? It's okay. But she's going to have that little side slope to contend with that pitch shot. Yeah, one. Much more neutral ball flight than Ko Ji-won. Just want to keep it right at that TV tower. Yeah, there's a much better looking line. It's got the legs to get to the front edge of the green. And not quite. I have to say, that's a slightly easier pitch shot than what Ko has. To 11. Lee Daeon, cross-country effort for a 3. Looks good. Ooh, just tailing off a little at the end. Good 4 though for Daeon. So-yi back on the tee. Tee shot really calls for some kind of high roping draw. If you can cover that left bunker and pitch it on a downslope, get a little extra run, just like that. Look at that. From Jung So-yi, it's going to take the other slope as well. I mean, she's going to have a little wedge into the green. My word, what a tee shot. So just like to move it from right to left. Started a little further left than she was looking. It's a big carry on that line. Oh, but she'll make it. And now that's pretty good. I think that was the exact line she wanted to take, but she'll be pleased that that's okay. Kyung down on the green. We've seen Daeon's putt slip to the right. Oh, just forgot to hit it. So, what can she do with a slightly longer third than her two playing partners? Yep, flick it into the slope, use the contours nicely. Look at this from Jun Yi-sung, could not have played that any better. Pretty safe to say that we can pencil a 4 in on the 10th for Jun Yi-sung as she moves up into that group, just 3 behind the co-leaders. first of the day at China's Wang Ziyuan. He's approaching the 9th. Another player has come through the Q school. Oh, and that is the best shot we've seen into 9 by a long shot from Wang. I know how to play this shot. Just seen Jenny Sung use that slope. She's got to throw this, say, about 2-3 feet right of that left fringe and then have that slope tilt it towards the pin. Threw it a little too far. Try to get it to grab. It's going to release more forward than to the right. A little clumsy from Yewon, but still a decent look. I've just seen a playing partner Wang stick it in to about 3 inches. Follow that if you can. Not bad from Gimhae too. Just on the angle, this is going to be kicking right and away from her, so you really got to get that club face open. As much loft on this as possible. Oh, just need another yard or 2. Me, much shorter than the 2 playing partners for that 3rd shot into the 9th. Yeah, pretty handy. Nice shot. That one not exactly stone dead. Koji won. Krongpan from the top of the hill at 11. Just a little gap wedge. Leaves in a good spot left of that pin. Still a decent amount of right to left in this birdie putt at 10 for year 1. Didn't quite give that enough. So the 2 players who went for the green going to walk off with no better than par. The player who had the longest 3rd shot in walks off with a 4. Jung So Yi. Excellent shot at 11. The nerves here for par. All right. A little bit sloppier than she would have liked, but the scorecard remains undamaged. Trying to get herself back to even par at 9 is Gimhae 2. That's for par, excuse me. Ran into some trouble off the tee. That's going to be costly. He's hate dropping shots. More so on a par 5. 2 birdies in her last 3 holes. So tally the right side of par. Sidewinder. Oh, another player struggling from past pin high left at 9. Gimhae can't find a birdie. Crumper. The short ones have slid by. In the game of golf, there's a good chance this one drops, but you're not going to do it if you can't get to the front edge of the hole. That is a poor effort from the tie. Never up, never in, they say. Jenny Sung down within 3. Plenty of holes to play in her opening round. Got to look a little further right than we've seen a couple of players already. Don't think she can power it over that left trap. Yeah, that's the prudent line. Should still get a nice kick. Yeah, there it goes. Still going. Takes advantage of a nice tee shot and a great wedge. Birdie there for Jung. Our first look at the Duxiana mattress, available for a hole-in-one at the 13th this week. Gorgeous piece of furniture, that thing. The players are taking dead aim. Releases on a little more than Hong Ji-won would have liked. She's held her fair share of putts already this back 9 as we drop back to 11 for Ye-won's tee shot. Expect this one to be a bit further left than Jenny Sung's. Certainly a lot higher. Just caught that off the top of the face a little bit, but she's going to get the speed slot. Bounding on down that fairway. Hansel down on the green. Get herself to 1 under par. Yes, middle of the cup for Ji Hansel, and after 10 straight pars, breaks that streak in the best possible way. Power walking off to the 12th tee. She can step on this a little. She has. Just reaching for that tee quickly. Bunker's not going to be an issue. Off it goes down the ski slope. Ahead at 12. He's come uphill for his second shots to this par 4. Pin 5 paces from the left edge. Really nicely worked out there from Park Hyun Kyung. And Hong Ji-won after that tee shot on 13 is this for birdie. Good effort for Han. Yeah, China's Li Shuying finds herself at 2 under par, playing the 9th. Still seeking that breakthrough title on the KLPGA Tour. Gave herself some chances last season. Getting more and more comfortable contending for the crown. Get a sense it's going to be a case of when, not if, she finally gets into that winner's circle. That's what the players face coming down the hill into 11th. Should just be a wedge here for Chen Yisung. Contact sounded good. Just pulled a fraction. Out this ball flight just a touch. Beautiful shot. Seen a lot of putts hold from that spot already today. And after that huge tee shot, this is all that's left for Go Ji-won. But just being a little further down, wasn't able to get the grab. Still, there's a birdie look. And so, good shot into 9. Nothing really irritates players more than being pretty close to greens. Think about that second shot. You wish you play the third from on 10, having to struggle for par, and then only having 80 meters into this 11th and being first to putt for birdie. It irritates players more than not capitalizing on these situations. Just for a psyche, so it's got to scare the cup. It's got to go. It's got to go. Again, pace has just left Go Ji-won all of a sudden. Ahead, 12 Hyun-kyung. Pretty flat spot this, not much movement in it. Another one just sticks on the edge for Park. Some putt that just slides a little off to the right as it loses speed around the cup. Good effort, nice pace on that. Stress-free par, never a bad thing for a professional golfer. Shooting. Trying to make the turn with some momentum. Here she is for birdie at 9. Good spot for year 1 up the hill. Already said a bunch of players have held birdie putts from this spot. Nope, too much pace on that. Straight push for year 1. Probably one of the worst putts she's hit this year. Just in that step cut of rough is where we find Krongpan at 12. Got to turn this one over a little from right to left to access that back left pin. So you're trying to release that right hand. Club face rolling over. Pretty good shot. So trying to claw back one of the shots she's already dropped. Not going to come there on the 9th. Yeah, to Hyun Kyung on 13. Front pin today for the players. Going to get a little help off the side slope. It's going to start feeding down. I don't think she meant to use that cushion, but she's going to be glad it was there. Another little nerve jangler for a par. Okay, negotiated that well. Could you want? Preserves the momentum. Just from that right rough at 12, Jung So-yi. A 9-iron for Dion off the 13th. Safe to say that was the right club. Gorgeous shot from Lee. Made to 15. Kim Min-ju coming into this par 4 with a 9-iron. Pin today back left, 20 from the front, 4 from the left edge. And that just gets hit back on the green, so we'll know that's about a 12-foot putt. Kim Min-ju's left herself, and that's the 12th now. Next port of call for our featured group. About as straight as you could point this hole, just uphill all the way. Really want to keep it up the right-hand side of the fairway to try and get to today's back left pin. Year one. Just watch how nicely she turns everything around her spine. There's very little extension or flexion going on. Very neutral. And it repeats, helps her repeat that golf swing with a great amount of consistency. If you're going to miss this fairway, right rough certainly better than left. But the green, this putt should be working off the right for Pacharachuta Krongpan. It's got half a chance, just didn't hit it. That started on a much better line up the right-hand side and just holding. Birdie putt on the way for Jung So Yi here at 12. Didn't read that right at all. Never really had a prayer, you have to say, for Jung. Given how benign the conditions have been throughout this opening Friday and just the lack of wind this afternoon, if you're not shooting around in the 60s, giving yourself a little bit of work to do. Come tomorrow afternoon, now Hyun Kyung. Look at how far right she's aiming. Still wants to snap left this putt at 13. Beautifully holed for Park Hyun Kyung. Takes advantage of a good break off the tee. She's picked up another birdie. At 15. Just a couple of holes to go. She's already at 3 under, trying to take it to 4. Good try. Just a little unlucky that. Now Yeon from the right rough. Up the hill at 12. Get a little bit more control than Yeon coming out of the fairway for go. Beautiful 9-iron. Let's set up this birdie putt. Daeon at 13. Can she match Hyun Kyung? No, that's left and that's low. That's an opportunity squandered for Daeon. Just a little bit more uncomfortable trying to get to this pin from this left rough for Jun Hee-sung. Fall through to try and punch one in there, and she's played an absolute gem of a golf shot. Boy, she is dialed in this group, Jun Hee-sung. Very clever use of the contours. Up at 13. Jung So Yi. Should be a 9-9, maybe even a hard wedge. Interesting with the smooth 9. Pretty good call. Excellent shot for Jung. It looks like the 9th hole. If you're coming off that slight upslope, that ball's going to be flighting in to this green a little bit higher, a little softer. So just got to hit it a touch harder if you're Yang So-hoo. Yeah, just doesn't want to release, but it's coming in with that kind of trajectory. But still an outside chance for birdie as we go back to 13 and Jihan Sol. Good, should catch that slope. I tell you, I'd rather Jung's putt than G's. What's that we saw from Hyun Kyung? It's not exactly straightforward. Back at 12, Ko Ji-won for her birdie. It's not going to get there, is it? A little tentative with her pace. say, I do like this little short backswing. Power through the ball for Krongpan. Doesn't quite get the grab, but still a reasonable birdie opportunity coming up. Chara Juta. Here one. These are the putts she makes with such regularity. Just made her a force on this tour over the last couple of seasons. Good roll, good line, great result. Year one. Back to her putting best, up to 4 under and into a tie for 7th. Ominous name starts her ascent up that leaderboard here on day one. Hyun Kyung started to turn on the style since making the turn. Here she is at 14. Long way in for her second up this hill. Pin today pretty much in the middle of the green. 6 paces from the right edge. So anything just left of it you'd happily take. That is beautifully controlled from Park. After that clever second, Jenny Sung to take it to 4 under as well. Goes left early, then tries to move back right at the end. Gorgeous putt. He knew that was good, about a foot out, stalking it in. She's got the low round of the afternoon, working up into a share of 4th. Just 2 shots back. Lee Daeon playing alongside Hyun Kyung. Further than Park, so just an iron in for E. That's a pretty clumsy miss with just a 7-iron in hand. Gotta give this a little bit more borrow out to the right than your eye initially leads you to believe. That looks pretty good. Just carried a fraction too much speed, but good try. Much more positive there for Krongpan this time round. Just get it started, Hansel. This is quick. Oof. That one's going to hurt. It wasn't the easiest of putts, but man, stump it on a par 3 and walk off with no ground gain. All you can do is smile sometimes. simpler putt coming from this direction at 13, and a very well-earned birdie 2. Slow, try and get it to release onto the hole. Oh, she's making life difficult for herself at this par 4. I'm going with 8. I could have to really just massage this one. Feels like a lot of club, even for her. Yeah, pretty good. Those off-speed, short iron shots. Such a weapon in players' lockers. Pull it off confidently to front hole locations. That's when you know the player is dialed in. Great shot. Hae-sung up at 14. Hyun Kyung for another birdie. Not this time. Strong left-hand grip. Produces a lot of right-to-left shape throughout her set. Grongpan manages and controls it pretty well. Yeah, one. Imagine this is a 9-9 for her. Should be a pretty comfortable one as well. Taeyeon for par at 14. Sloppy. That's all you can say. Taeyeon's exploits up this hole. 7-iron in. Misses the green. Walks off with bogey. Where, oh where did it all go wrong? She was 3 under par through 8 holes when we started our coverage. Now finds herself 1 over par. Back to 13 for Go Ji-won. That's on a tasty line. Has she got the right bat? Wow. You bet she has. But this way I'd be appalled if she left that putt short. Glorious tee shot from Go. Punt. 6-iron into 14. Got to pitch it just past the front edge, but turns that over left. It's going to be an easier up and down than the one that Lee Daeon had. At least she's pitching up the green. Not best pleased with her efforts. Speaking of not best pleased, yeah, one big miss with just a 9 on this short little par 3. I promise you, she's down there somewhere. We'll see her any minute. Oh, there's a ball. Oh, is that going to come back a little? That's going to be a tricky one to try and keep the bogey off her card. Gimhae GAYA just been treading water on this back 9. Third shot to the par 5, 16th coming up. Pin's only 5 paces from the front edge. Oh, that's glorious. That's a beautiful shot for Gimhae GAYA. Surely get back to even par in a couple moments' time now. Sung as the rain starts to come down a little on these players. Be slowing down the greens a little, so a little bit more speed would be helpful here. Within one of the 2 co-leaders, Jun Sung, with her eyes affixed at the top of the leaderboard. 3 birdies in her last 4 holes, just 5 left to play for her here on day 1 at the Nexen SaintNine Masters. Just 3 holes left to play for Kim Min-joo. 66 meters, got to land this in the front fringe. Not sure how much spin she can create from that short range, but that is excellently played. For a par now, year 1. It's been sloppy on this par 3. Pays the price ultimately for a very clumsy tee shot. Stall the momentum a little. A couple of pretty straightforward birdies coming up. Gimhae GAYA and Kim Min-joo. 16. Birdie takes Gimhae back to even. For a birdie. Yes, well done. Go G1. To 4 under par she goes. Park ENG. Pretty late this afternoon. This is her 3rd into the 9th. Shot. I've already given you this putt, Min-joo. Thanks for not letting me down there. Lovely 4. Another hole that you have to dogleg. You have to bend it around a dogleg quite significantly. Jun Sung using that left-hand side of the tee box. G1 wants to turn it from right to left, so this is a bit of an awkward tee shot for her. Handle that nicely. Lots of green to work with here for Krongpan. They play a little low runner. Got to keep running. Got to keep running. 4 out of 10 for effort there. Clumsy. To the par 3 17th we go. And Kim Min-joo with just 2 holes left to play in this opening round. Pretty solid today. Be hating to drop any shots coming in. So a big putt momentum-wise for Krongpan on 14. Oh, confidently rolled in. That's gutsy from the tie. Gee, after that nice shot, gotta respect the pace of this putt. Sneaky quick. Beautifully holed, and that's a very solid front 9 of 33 for Park Ye-ji. Got a little unlucky with that ball just not kicking back hard to the left to find the fairway, so the ball's going to be above her feet. Chun Yi-sung, which does make it want to turn a little left. Missing this green left much better than missing it out to the right. Kyung hit on 15. Club looked like it got jammed a little at impact. That one a little left, or just left. My goodness. Oh, who am I to judge? That was beautifully played from Park Hyun-kyung as we quickly go back to Yewon on 14. Oh, that's more like it. That's really good. Great response after the bogey at 13. Slow putt this. It does generally tilt from right to left on this 17. Caught out a little there. Two clubs in hand. I certainly hope she's gone with the longer one, Go Ji-won. She do play slightly uphill to this 14th green. Could have done with an extra bat. It's day 1 of the 13th Nexen SaintNine Masters, and Chun Yi-sung is on a tear in the afternoon wave. She's up into a share of third, just one shot off the opening round pace. She's on a bit of an upslope here, so I want to throw this at least halfway to the hole and out a little to the right, because the general slope's going to kick this one left for Hisam. Yeah, pretty nicely played. Great hands on her. Good touch. Electing to putt this one from the front edge of 16. Don't hate this play for Han Ji-won. They say a bad putt's always better than a bad chip. A little wobble coming through the fridge, but it's tracking beautifully for Han Ji-won. All right, making a great case for putting from off the green there, Ji-won. Lovely form. This would be a little bonus for Ko Ji-won. Nope, never really had that pace. Again, that speed control is going to leave her a little bit of work to cover. For that glorious second, Hyun Kyung will tap this one in to get to 4 under par. Another player taking advantage of still conditions Friday afternoon to make inroads on that leaderboard. Back on the tee, player with still a couple of holes to play to try and make an impression. Thailand's Pacharajuta Krongpan got through the Q school, currently 4th on the rookie points list and 14th on the money list through the first 3 events of the year. Very keen to see how she progresses this season on the KLPGA Tour. So much promise. Jaravi Bunchanta, another player from Thailand that we see a lot of on the KLPGA Tour. Here's Lee Chae-eun 2. Hasn't had much going today. Until now. Never a bad time to find a first birdie of the day. That'll take her into red figures. Just with the scoring pace, you get the sense it's going to be an under-par cut this week. Be at least 1, maybe 2. It will depend on the conditions tomorrow afternoon. 60 and ties make the cut, and that's a inexplicably poor stroke from year 1. Never really gave it a chance. It's a cool, overcast opening round here at Gimhae GAYA. 13th staging of the Nexen SaintNine Masters. G1 made to work for par again on this back 9. And again, she's up to the task. Pace putting from long range has been suspect, but she's been rock solid from inside of 6 feet. Yeah, Krongpan punch one into the green on 15. Just can't get it to grab, but not a bad leave there. G1 on 17. He's got to throw this one out towards that right fringe. Have to take the slope. Half a club short. Yeah, that rain's starting to come down a little harder. There's 4 holes left to play for these girls. Certainly hope that's not going to cause any delays to the later finishers. As long as there's no electrical activity in the area, we'll be able to get done. It's just a little unpleasant out there right now. Temperatures in the high teens. Of course, you just got that little moisture on the ball and in the air. It's just a little irritating when you're playing conditions like these. G1. Just try to keep this up the left half of the fairway if you can. .516 still to come. She chases the 2 at 7 under par. We're on day 1 of the Nexen SaintNine Masters. Caught the fairway bunker off the tee, Kim Min-ju. Far enough back where the lip's not going to be a bother. Pretty good. Excellent shot. Calling for a rules official here is Krongpa. Just wondering if she might be caught in an edging groove. Just trying to see if she can get relief for that. Quite sure what that was. Maybe just trying to brush a couple of loose impediments off her line, but the official was on hand to dispense the correct ruling, so Juta Krongpan can get on with business. Not a difficult putt at all, really. Gently up the hill, should just be working off the left once it gets on the green. Tracking nicely, just wasn't quite high enough. Good try though. That was such a big thing. Come through the Q school, you're a rookie on tour, learning the golf courses. A lot of these girls have come to Gimhae GAYA year in, year out. They know the intricacies, and as a rookie, you're seeing a lot of these courses for the very first time, and you need to be absorbing as much information as you can during your practice rounds, during tournament rounds. while trying to compete at the highest level. It's not an easy thing to do. But that 5th last week at the In Financial Group Open certainly going to leave her in good stead as we go up to Kim Se-Romi, trying to end her day on a high note. How is that stopped just on the lip of the cut? We will never know. Unlucky, but should be round in level par 72. Work to be done tomorrow morning. She's to be around for the weekend. Look at that even par right now, only good enough for a share of 71st. So after a little delay on the 15th green, feature group set to play now. Jun Yi-sung. Throw it just past the halfway point of this green. You do get a pretty big first kick coming up this hill. Beautiful shot for Jun Yi-sung. Now G1. It's a little uncomfortable when you can't see your landing zone. You can just about see the top of the flagstick from where she is. And it's okay. So Prongpan, putt from earlier. Yeah, Kim Min-ju for that would be a brilliant finish to her round. It's for a round of 4 under par 68. Despite an early bogey and a late one on 17, Min-ju round in 69. Year one. Off the upslope, but caught that one a touch heavy. Still manages to carry it all the way. Not her best, but she'll be putting for birdie. Kyung coming up to 16. Third shot as the rain continues to pelt down. So that front hole location, tough to get close to. Unless you've got a really nice number. Ooh, falls off left, and that's just going to go tumbling towards that second green. So she's going to require some short game touch from there. Short-sided at the par 5. And she won. This green kicks quite hard from right to left. Look at where she's aiming this. Still wasn't enough. Pretty well played though. Well, we know what this putt does. See if Koji Won can piece together the puzzle on 15. Ooh, kick straight right off that back fringe. Never had a chance. I think she'll won't be too disappointed in the fact that her par putt was one she could just go up and brush it in after the knee knockers she's had to hold this back 9 to 16. And Krongpan giving that one a mighty larrup. Catches the downslope, gets a little extra run. Wasn't the best second shot, but it's a decent chance for birdie. Gave it a good try. To 17th and sorted in after a solid tee shot to the heart of the green. Will walk off with a birdie too. Very nicely holed. It's a chance to grab a share of the lead for Jan Yi-sung. Skates on. She's going for option A. She's played it beautifully, Park Hyun-kyung. Fabulous shot. Now for par at 17. Oof. That's a real unforced error for Han Ji-won. Back to just under par. Yeon just looking to clean things up for her par on 50. No mistakes from there. The former Korean Tour #1. For a really good up and down at 16. Again, as long as the lightning stays away from overhead, the rain should just be the only atmospheric aggravation these ladies have to contend with. But you can see it even on the screens. It really is starting to come down quite heavily now. Should be used to playing in a little bit of rain. Does in Thailand a very tropical climate, ferocious heat, and quite a bit of precipitation as well. And that's what happened there. It missed her landing spot by a good 15 yards. Got a very fortuitous kick off the side of that bunker and has ended up in an okay spot for Krongpan. Moisture on the club face, the ball, and of course the surface of the greens. Judging that first bounce, trying to judge the spin, it's going to be a bit tricky. Final hole of the day for Ma So-young. She's at 1 under par. Oh, and she's guessed nicely there. Great shot for Ma. That for a round of 70. Just the full send up the right-hand side now required for Chan Yi-sung at this par 5 16th. This front hole location, got to be coming in to attack from the fairway, get maximum spin on that third shot. Krongpan for a birdie. Poor effort there. Took a little wobble off the club face. Back in the fairway. Go G1. It's got that nice flat ball flight. Hopefully gets a little skip, and it does. Year one, not wasting any time. She's last to play. Oh, that one's a little left. Needs to stop turning. Ooh, stay out of the bunker. Oh, that's klutzy. Really is for year one. Don't think the lip's going to be an issue. That's a pretty poor miss. 17 and Hyun Kyung as the rain continues to bucket down on Gimhae GAYA. One of the best hybrid players in the game. That shallow angle of attack, but commentator's curse strikes once more. Comes up well short there. The par 3. Coming into the final hole, So-eun. He's just birdied 17. Pins on the right-hand side of the green. This closing hole. And she'll have that for birdie. She trails the current lead by 1, Jun Yi-sung. This is the last of the par 5s, but the longest of them at Gimhae GAYA. Front left pin, 5 from the front, 3 from the left. Just got to keep it just right at the target. Oh, she went at it, and it just stays up. That's a makeable little putt for Jun Yi-sung on 16. Now, Hyun Kyun came up short of 17. This now her second of the par 3. Right to left swing of this, and pretty slow as well. Beautifully played. Kyung cannot stress enough the importance of a great short game if you want to be a good golfer. Not just for professionals. I mean, yes, their livelihoods depend on it, but even whatever level of golfer you are, whatever handicap range you are, if you've got a good short game, you save so many shots out there, even more so than if you hit it a long way off the tee. So, go improve your golf, go out, chip, putt, hit bunker shots, figure out how to get it up and down. That's where you make your score in this game. Now, G1 should be a full wedge in from 90 meters up the hill. Great control. Yeah, one after that poor layup. Green should have compacted the sand a little. So as long as she clips this tonight, she should get a good amount of spin on it. Yeah, pretty good from there. Back to the 9th and a putt for a 2 under par round of 70 for Ma So-young. Began her day on the 10th, and she'll end her day with a nice birdie there. So good opening round there for Ma. Across to the 9th we go, and So Jin hoping to end her day as Ma did on 9th. This is for birdie. Lovely pace on that. She also card a 2 under par opening round of 70. Not going to be able to just coast on home tomorrow morning. Still in the back of your mind, thinking something under par. Just confirm your place for the final round on Sunday. Remember, 16 ties. Play the final round and cash a check this week. Projected cut right now as it stands is 1 under par, where we find Jihan Sol, who's on the 17th tee. And that's pretty good. It's much better than we've seen in previous groups. That's a gorgeous shot from Han Sol. 4 wins on tour, none since 2024. Yeah, one first to putt back at 16, coming down the hill, moving off the right. Is it going to get there? Is it going to get there? Did her par back on 16. Krongpan still at 2 under. Target safely found there on 17. Good shot. Surprised she's leaving the pin in from here, Jun Yi-sung. She's coming uphill. Be aggressive, hit it a little firmer. I just feel the pin sometimes is going to hurt more than help. Oh, when they trickle in at perfect pace, you can leave that flag in, no bother. Jun Yi-sung into a share of the lead here in the opening round at the Nexen SaintNine Masters, still with 2 holes to play. And how about ENG? Started her day on the other side of the golf course. She's at 5 under playing the last. Beautiful shot there for ENG. G1 after that excellent shot. Can she convert for a 4? She can. Kept her around together with a couple of great par saves, and now that 5th birdie of the day takes her into a share of 5th. 5 under par. Back to the par 3, 17th we go. An uphill birdie look for Jung So Yi. Birdie the other par 3 on this back 9. How slow this putt is, and it's caught out another player. Solid par though. Keeps Jung 2 under, just outside the top 30 as things stand. Gives you a good idea of the slope in this 17th green, predominantly from right to left. See that whole location all the way in that back little plateau come Sunday afternoon. It's the first time that Bichara Juta Krongpan has ever seen this Gimhae GAYA layout. It's certainly stood up to the test rather nicely. Our first competitive round here at the Nexen SaintNine Masters. A chance to take it to 3 under. Oh dear, great effort. Stays above ground. Lovely try though. Doesn't hurt the card of Krongpan with 1 hole to play. Oh, thought she had it. Thought she had it. Golf can be such a cruel game. All you can do is laugh most of the time. Han Sol knows that all too well. There's a fabulous shot in. This putt still needs to be started. I want to say just outside right edge. Great 2 for Han Sol. She's battled away well in these difficult afternoon conditions on Friday. Now, Park Kyun Kyung up at the 18th. Not where you want to be coming into this pin from, that right rough. Just has to play defensive. Look a little left. Yeah, sensible shot from the seasoned campaigner. Bit of a weight back on the tee. Jenny Sung finds herself in a share of the lead with 2 to play. Pitch that little short, but gets a friendly skip up onto the green. G1 6 iron needs to really step on it. Just don't feel like that's ever going to get there. Yeah, I suppose it's not the worst place to leave it. Jung Yoon-ji for a round of 66, which at the moment would be the best of the afternoon wave before Jenny Sung gets into the clubhouse. Oh, great try, but no reward to be found for Jung Yoon-ji. Still, she's not going to complain. Great opening round for Jung. 67 for her, and she can happily trot into the clubhouse for a little dry up and a little warmth. Nice afternoon at the office for Jung Yoon-ji. Yeah, year 1. Safely aboard the green at the penultimate hole. 4 shots to year 1 is nothing. We've all seen that countless times. The talent that she possesses. No lead is safe with her lurking. Jenny Sung's birdie on the par 5 16 sees her into a share of the lead with Hong Ji-won and Kim Min-sun 7, with just 2 holes left to play in her round here in the opening round of the Nexen SaintNine Masters. It's not quite all the way on the upslope, so that should make this shot a little simpler if Koji1 wants to try and play a little flighted run-up. It's not bad, but arguably that's probably the hardest par putt she's faced in this opening round. Going to be slipping off to her right-hand side. How often do you want to test yourself with par putts of that length when you're just holding around together? Scott Mada-san was had a bit of a shocker since we last saw her, now back at 3 over par. That little chip-in birdie on the last will be some kind of balm, but look at that, a couple of doubles and a bogey on 15. And half a 39, and work to be done tomorrow for the former Hana Financial Group Championship winner. Once we get that scorecard out of the way, we should be able to see Jun Yi-sung have a crack at the outright lead on 17. This for an 8th birdie of the opening round. Oh, it's high enough. It just wasn't quite hard enough. Good effort, though, for Jun. One hole left to play. Jun Yi-sung. Hyun-kyung looks to have calmed down a little bit. That one needs to get a move on. But still not deceased for Hyun-kyung. Stick a marker on it. Players a number of times today scratching their heads. Guess the pace of these greens. Go back to EA1. For her birdie back on the 17th. Good positive stroke. Just shaves the right edge. Just one more little bit of concentration required for Park Hyun-kyung this Friday. Yeah, no problems at all. All in all, pretty tidy stuff for Park. And in 68, start tomorrow morning just inside of the top 10. This one just drifts off to the right. You've got to be committed to that start line. Look all that settled, and finally one doesn't drop for Koji1. Costly bogey drops her back to the group at 4 under. Final hole today for Jong So-yi, the 18th. She's found the fairway off the tee. What can she do from 129? Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. awkward here for Krongpan. Ball above her feet off the upslope and settle down. It is just gonna stay there, is it? Okay. Gonna need that tight touch around the greens if she wants to stay at 2 under going into Saturday. Good flat spot to be hitting a second shot from if you're Jihan Sol. Tugs it a little, but no harm done. Tied for the lead. Chinese Sum has played very nicely today. That's what remains for her. It's par 4 18th. Bunkers on the left-hand side of the fairway need to be avoided. The sound just putting her off. Right as she was about to start her backswing, so doing the right thing, stepping away, going through that routine again. Yeah, absolutely pipes it up the center stripe. This is why year one is just so impressive. She has not had her best stuff today, but still is 3 under par. And leaking a little left, needs a soft bounce. Gets a friendly kick away from the traps, and now it's in a pretty good position.
잘하겠습니다.
Coming off her first bogey of the championship, Ko Ji-won. Krongpan from the back portion of the 18th. Slippery little chip. It's not that slippery though. Gosh, that needs to really hurry. I don't think she made solid contact with that. To what looks like 17. And birdie look for An Jae-hee. He's been having a quietly good day. Par will keep her at 4 under. Birdie putt on the way there for Jihan Sol. pops that one in without too much difficulty. Most of the day conditions were ideal. It's just gotten a little testy in the last 45 minutes or so with that weather starting to move in above Gimhae GAYA. Yu Da-gyom. Good look. A birdie on 17 up the hill from the right. Alright, it's been scruffy on this back nine. See if she can rectify things with a nice par-saving putt on 18. It'll feel like a birdie for Krongpan, I guarantee you that. Should start to hang right there. It's not enough on it. It's not going to make dinner taste any better for Krongpan. Just be another lesson learned for the young Thai. Start her second round tomorrow bright and early. Only blemish on her scorecard coming in the final hole of the day. Young Hyori working this one for a par at 17. Just slam that one through the break. Top shot as conditions just get a little tricky for the players. Closing stages of our opening round coverage, she tumbles back to 1 under. Da-gyom. Just want to mop this one up for a 3. Okay. That's a stonking second shot. Does it yield a birdie? Jung So-yi on the home hole. Right to left. Not that much. Oh, unlucky. Like Ji Han-sol, it's going to be a round of 2 under par 70. You see Han-sol's marker still there, but don't expect Ji Han-sol to be missing putts from 2.5 feet. Despite starting with a bogey. 2 under par 70 for Jung So-yi. Stick back in for Han-sol. And that'll be a hard-working round of 2 under for G. Nice clean scorecard though, not a drop shot on her card. Only player in her group to avoid a blemish. Co-leader now with the green clear, set to play into this 18th. The center stripe of the fairway as well. So location just call for a little cut shot. She's got 6 iron from 135. Started just on the right edge of the TV tower. Took off on a good line. Is it cutting? Tried. That's pretty solid. She will have that for a 64 in the outright lead. Excellent golfing from Jun Yi-sung this afternoon. Has not finished outside of the top 11 in the first 3 starts of the year. Runner-up last week at the Financial Group Open. Riding a good bit of form to start 2026. G1 a little further up the fairway. She's only got a 9 iron. She's got a much shorter birdie putt. Good solid shot from Go. Ye-Won can sneak out a 68 with a birdie here. She'll be taking a good amount of confidence into Saturday morning. She's last to play on this 18th. Imagine it's a 9-iron as well. Yep, there it is. Identical yardage to Ko Ji-won. Start a little further right. Oh, right at it. Good shot indeed for Ye-Won on the home hole. It's finally brought a smile to her face. Love to see good high quality golf, and we've seen plenty of it this opening round. A lot of it has come from Jun Yi-sung, who has a putt on the 18th to post a 64 and take the outright lead into the weekend. This for an 8th birdie of the day. And a sublime round of 64 for Jun Yi-sung. Not this time. Lovely effort though. And an excellent round of golf Just the one KLPGA Tour title on this 24-year-old's resume, but if she continues in the vein that she has started this championship, who's to say that she's not going to double that tally come week's end? Great round for Chen Yi-sung to get her Nexen SaintNine Masters campaign off and running in 2026. Back to China's Wang Ziyan on 17, who's picked up another birdie since we last saw her, so she's at 4 under. Safely aboard the 17th green goes Wang. This would take the sting out of that bogey back at 17. Ko Ji-won for a closing birdie. Just like Chen Yi-sung escapes that one by on the left edge. Still, round in 68, good solid start to her campaign.
Nice buddy.
Year one to end her day on a positive note for a closing birdie. Nope, doesn't stay up. A couple of those putts have lacked conviction from year one on the back nine. We saw it on 14, in here on 18, but still around in 69. Count her out at your own peril. That's our featured group in this opening round done and dusted. Year one with a 69, Ko Ji-won with a 67, but Chen Yi-sung continuing the rich vein of form in which he had started this 2026 campaign with a blemish-free 65 that sees her up into a share of the lead at the end of this opening round. Look at this. There might be a one. There might be a one. Oh, has that stayed out? What a glorious tee shot on 17. That would have been some way to wrap up the show today. Close, but no cigar. Still a tee shot there at the 17th. It's pretty much a guarantee 32 to come. Going to be a three-way tie for the lead to start Saturday's second round between Jun Yi-sung, Hong Ji-won and Kim Min-sun 7. Park Hye-jin lurking just a single shot back. We're going to see plenty of Kim Min-sol, two-time winner here, Choi Yeon-woo, and Kim Min-byul in our coverage tomorrow afternoon. Certainly hope you can join us for that. Good round of 67 as well this afternoon from Yongyun-ji. The Nexen SaintNine Masters is off and running here at Gimhae GAYA. Looking forward to more great golf over the weekend here in South Korea. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow on the KLPGA Tour. Bye-bye for now.